Yeah. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Welcome to SportsKhabri. Yeah.
Rahul, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome back on Sports Covery, Curious Harry, and Food and Football, and Arun Foot. We have a very smiling face here today, and not so smiling face, at least from the inside, though Shayan looks like he's very happy. But of course, he's not. His team just lost a very important match against Bengaluru FC. But I'll start with a happy face. Rahul, go ahead.
First of all, there's a parcel I'm sending out. There's a box of tissues. Shine. What's the pin code? Kolkata. I just sent it across. But no. I think great win. I think BFC needed that win. The second half wasn't the best. I think East Bengal did play better in the second half. The first 20 minutes of the second half, they could have scored a couple, but they didn't, which is great. And it just felt like a game where you needed something special for BFC to score, and Harvey delivered. What a goal! And like I said, I think I always back BFC at home. No matter what, you always back your team at home, and that's yeah. We got the win, got across the line. I could hear the fans singing from minute 1 to minute 90s. Yeah, just that's perfect start to the home campaign at least.
How many people turned up today for the match?
See the attendance. Did you guys catch the attendance by any chance?
I heard something 9,500 something. I think was said by
Yes. Yeah.
the announcer. I don't, 5,000 9,500 9,600 or something. So just
Yeah.
below 10K.
Yeah. I think
So,
like that's what I was expecting also. I think yesterday because around 10,000, around the 10,000 mark, given it's a weekday, but they were loud. I could hear fans singing from the first minute till the last minute. So yeah.
Shine your views.
First of all, congratulations to Rahul and Bengaluru FC for winning this game, and I would like to congratulate the referee also for his tremendous refereeing. I think we should all congratulate him. I think one of the best refereeing we have seen in the recent past. With all due respect, in ISL we have seen more bad days in refereeing, but today was one of those days that East Bengal were a better team. It is not that it's my team. I'm saying that it's as an if you see all the statistics also saying East Bengal was a better team on field. We were not able to take our chances. I think I would say that because if a team has got 14 shots on goal and 44 goals shots on target, I think we would have done better over there. So that is the one thing it's a learning for us, and I think we played to our potential. First goal when we scored, Mahesh Singh gave us the lead in the 15th minute. We were all over the place. We were dominating the gameplay that time. Then after that, the goal happened from Sunil Chetri. Not a goal happened, it's goal given. I think that's the word should be used. Goal given by the referee to him, and it is becoming a tendency that his name is capable enough to get referees judgments in his way, and that I have not seen only today's match. I've seen in other games also in last year ISL. I can name many games where BFC were given this. Opportunity by the referees, and today also being one of them. And I think second half East Bengal was again playing good. I think another where we should have got the penalty. This was sure handball. I think everybody would agree here, and where we were robbed up by the referee. So that again shows that referees influence matches games result, and today was one of them. You have to accept. I accept that referees do mistake, but today the mistake was only in one side, and that cost us the game. You have to give it to them. So this is something which is uncalled for.
Shine. One question. First foul on Sunil Chetri in the box. Penalty or no penalty?
The
I
first
think
one,
that was
no
a
penalty.
penalty. Exactly, that is a penalty.
So Shine
Exactly.
again and again
The
as
first
someone
one,
who
Nishu
sympathizes
Kumar.
with East Bengal, and I think if you want to do this referee bashing, you can. The handball from Ryan Williams, you can say it, but also
But
Shovik going on
today
Ryan
refereeing was
Williams with
alternate.
that foul is a clear red card. It's not even a yellow card. He goes with two studs up. It's not given. So this one-sided seeing of things by a lot of fans of certain clubs in the Indian Super League needs to
No,
end.
but it is
They do
happening.
mistakes.
It is
No, but it's
happening. It's happening
happening.
for BFC.
Shayan,
It's happening for
Shayan, it's happening
BFC.
for all sides. It's happening for all sides.
No, that I'll not agree with you in this way, because
And that
this
is the
something.
problem. That if someone like you says this on such a platform, you create even more problems for the referees, because you're not willing to accept that the refereeing standard per
Because
se is
referring is
generally a
atrocious.
problem.
Tada. If it has gone my way also, I would have said referring is atrocious, is atrocious. I said when Mohun Bagan got that referee, I told that was atrocious. So this is something we have to accept. This can't go on and on. No, Dada. We
How
have to
will it
stop
improve?
somewhere.
How will it improve?
Dada, if you are not saying referring is bad, so today referring was bad. We have to accept that.
No.
We
I
can't
am
say that.
asking you the counter question, Shayan. What are the options? What can we do? Ask Akshata
I
what
think
Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp are saying about using VAR.
I'm
Do you think
I'm
VAR
I'm
will be the
accepting that.
solution? Will VAR be? No, I'm asking you a direct question. Do you think that if we tomorrow implement VAR in Indian football, do you think all our problems will be gone? We will have the same discussion.
We may have, but this kind of errors will
We
be
may
minimized.
have, we will have. And that is what you and other people need to accept. We have a
No,
refereeing
Dada,
problem, yes,
it's not
but
for
we will not
Bengal,
solve it
for all
in
other
one day.
clubs. In fact, last year with KBFC also I said the same thing, and today against for East Bengal the same thing. Again for Northeast also I said the same thing. It's not only for my club, because I'm seeing one team is getting the advantage, and this is happening, and you have to accept that.
I
You have
will
to
agree
accept
with
that.
the Shine. I think the point that Shine is trying to make here is that we need to talk about the refereeing errors if we want improvement in the overall league. He's not just talking about his own particular team. Of course,
Just
today
add up
was
the whole
his
season.
match.
Every team has its issues with the referees.
That is
If
too
you're
But
much
not,
Dada,
for us to bring about a change.
again, it's
Every
not.
team
And
will
but
not.
the
yes,
point is just to say again, I can add 5-6 situations in the whole match where the referee was wrong, which are crucial, but he's not going to give it. But you are picking out. You're being selective. I'm saying you're being selective because you are siding with one team. Try
no.
and be objective on that.
This is something very I disagree, and I think this is not about my team. I've said it with Northeast United also last year in the first game of the ISL. They were robbed off by BFC by the referee there, and I
That is
remember
no
same. And
question. That was a goal.
this
Yeah, no
has
doubt about
happened.
it.
This has happened, and this is the club who has got this opportunity. We have to accept that. Dada. You can't say that you can't bravo for your sucks that this happens all over the world, because it's happening all over. And I think you have to accept that refereeing in ISL has gone bad to words now. Bad to words.
It's been
And if we
always
keep
like this.
short,
It's
and
never
if we
been
say always say
better.
this is a human, and if we say only human error, and this will continue. If you always say this is human error, and this will continue, and people will take things for granted.
I
This
agree.
can't
I
happen,
agree.
rather. This
But
is
To
what
bring
is
about
the
change, we need to
solution?
talk about
You are
it.
pointing out a
Dada,
problem. Give a solution. Give a solution.
solution. What I will not conduct a referee seminar no from tomorrow. I think it's the
So,
people who will do it. It's their job to do it. Indian referees should be get the rate cut down. Its time has come because they influence matches decision. This is not for East Bengal, it's for
but
other clubs also.
what is
If
the
East Bengal is
solution?
getting the advantage, I will be the first person to say the East Bengal got this advantage. In Kolkata League, when East Bengal got the advantage, I said the East Bengal got this advantage. But today, truth is truth, Dada. It's not East Bengal. Without East Bengal, that is a different way of discussion. But truth should always come out, Dada. We have to accept that. Referee has always been an influencing. In Durand Cup also, we have seen a club getting too much help from referee. You know it, which club I'm mentioning. And in ISL also, I've seen many clubs getting this. But this is happening all over, and this needs to stop. It influences game. You remember the Mumbai City FC game against Mohun Bagan in Kolkata, Durand Cup? Do you think? Do you think that was it? You remember the Goa game against Mohun Bagan? Do you think that was a proper refereeing? So
Look
this is
at the
something which is there.
Mohammedan situation with that penalty given where there
Yes,
was no contact. So again,
yes,
what we need to
yes.
find solutions. What is the solution? Throw out all the referees and bring in new ones? Is that the
So
solution?
we can
We
look
don't
for
have
other
we don't
options.
have a solution, and that is
We
that
can
is
look.
a real problem. And if you start
Dada,
tomorrow
what?
VAR, training referees in VAR. And again, I go back to the Premier League example of the weekend, which is so blatant. But again, the human aspect is an error aspect. But again, you are saying, you're talking about the penalty for East Bengal. No doubt about it was a penalty. Can we talk about the first contact which was there for Sunil Chhetri, which is not given? Again, you will not do it. Will you talk about the situation of the Ryan Williams foul from Shovik, which to me is a red card because it goes up with both his feet? Rohit Kumar could have gotten a red card today. So we've got multiple examples, and it goes both ways. It goes both ways.
Multiple
And that
examples.
is something which
But
needs
both
to be
ways, there
accepted,
are
because don't
percentages
be
higher on
as
another
if, oh,
side, not
listen.
other.
Sorry?
Percentage is higher on another side. That's the problem I'm using. That if it was 50-50, I would have said, chalo, theek hai. But there was this penalty was a soft penalty given to them. And again, even East Bengal had this handball, which was a claim. And I think the commentators were also saying, BFC was very lucky to get off with that. They were not
There's
given
no
the
doubt
penalty
about it.
to East
That is
Bengal.
he touches his arm
And
off. It's
other
a handball, no
two
problem.
important decisions of the match will determine the match fate. Then something which is foul, which is not foul, then there is, मतलब दो side में है. This is nothing that this is only for East Bengal for BFC. It's for both sides. I am saying that East Bengal were robbed of by referee. I think East Bengal deserve to get at least a single point from this game. East Bengal doesn't deserve to lose this game, at least for me. And I think Obhijit says rightly, biggest example 2018 Super Cup final, BFC, I think there also, I remember that day. So there are many incidents over there.
I think I just wanted to add. No, I understand where Shane's coming from. Of course, like when you don't get certain calls, even I get frustrated. Everyone gets frustrated. People who watch football just generally get frustrated when you don't have the calls going your way, and obviously it's going the other side. But I think on the day, if East Bengal put away their chances, if Nanda scores at 1-1, the game's over. I think East Bengal, even without the help of the referees, had chances to win. On the footballing front, at the end of the day, they didn't take their chances. Nanda in the final
I
third,
said that.
couple of
I said in the
times.
beginning.
Yeah, I know, Shine. I know exactly. Just just saying that on the day, on just the footballing front itself, I think East Bengal created enough to win the game. So yeah, at the end of the day, it was a wonder goal. You can't really do much. Somebody goes and scores a bicycle kick at the other end. You can't really. What can you do about it? And yeah, at the end of
The
the
goal
day,
was nice.
yeah,
The goal was nice.
yeah, exactly.
That was a good goal. Okay, Hiren is back. Hiren, I know you're under the weather today, but if you could quickly tell us your views, your neutral perspective on this, because you're the only one who's not a sympathizer or a supporter here.
For me, it was a great game by Bengal, and they play better. I think the chance wise you can. I think जो फर्स्ट डिसीजन था वो आप थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चनेबल कर सकते हैं एंड रेफरी की मैं अभी बोल रहा था एग्री आई थिंक ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड सारी चीजें है लेकिन बात तो हमें करनी पड़ेगी मतलब हम ये बोल के नहीं छोड़ सकते कि भाई चलो हर जगह पे ऐसा है तो यहाँ पे भी हम ऐसा चला लेंगे वो वाली चीज है क्योंकि देखिए इंप्रूवमेंट तो होना पड़ेगा क्योंकि मैं 3-4 लोग मेरे साथ मतलब जानता हूँ इन्होंने कि इतने बोर्ड दिए स्कोर है तो लास्ट में आपने देखा कि 24 चक्कर टैकल पर शुड भी गाड़े उसने फाउल तक नहीं दिया बंदे ने फाउल तक नहीं दिया वहां पे गेम कंटिन्यू करा अब काफी मतलब चलो भाई
आपका ऑडियो का इशू आ रहा है आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी एल्स इज आल्सो फेसिंग दैट फ्रॉम योर एंड
थोड़ा वॉइस ब्रेक हो रहा है हिरेन आई थिंक
Hiren,
Hiren, maybe if you turn off the video, we might be able to hear you properly. I think there's some connection lag. So you can maybe turn off the video.
Meanwhile, I just want to add, I think Ryan Williams was brilliant today. So yeah, as a BSC fan, brilliant performance. Grayson got their lineup right first time. So finally, I was happy to see the lineup without Suresh in midfield and without Roshan to come away with a 2-1 win. Great on the day. Ryan Williams, brilliant. I just want to see him play every game now. He's the one foreigner who has to play every game. He showed me enough. He did enough for me even in the Kerala Blasters game. And again, has to play.
What were your views on Sunil Chhetri today? 90 minutes of Sunil after the Asian Games. Do you think he's ready for this?
Worked hard. Worked extremely hard. I think
Sunil was clever and smart as he is, and this is something I think that most players lack in Indian football in an attacking third. I remember Baichung Bhutia being smart, being clever, in getting penalties, getting free kicks, getting fouls, and Sunil gets that. Sunil gets into those situations, and again and the referee gave the second one because the first incident happened. He provoked the first incident, the second incident, and Sunil will not go down without contact. He's not that kind of a guy. So from that perspective, and the way towards the end, he was, charging at Partho, charging at Chununga, those kind of things. He gave this team a different kind of energy, this fighting spirit, which BFC was missing in the first two matches. Because football-wise, East Bengal was the better team today. And East Bengal has to blame itself. Don't blame referee. You had your chances. And so the final third passes, that was what East Bengal was missing. That Nanda taking shots. You see Mahesh's goal, very, very smart, very clever. You go through Damjanovic. You actually also beat Jessel. That's sort of a FIFA move, so to say, that he does, right? And he gets that shot past Gurpreet. But BFC fight themselves. This was a fighting game from BFC to get back into the game. This was not a classy football game, and I think they needed that. They needed that to get into the season. And also interesting to see Nanda Mahesh switching sides. That was a very, very strong point, which looked good. Saul Crespo looked good. Pardo at the back was solid. Khabra. And again, in the middle, and then you pull him as a right back. Harmanjot had a very, very good game overall. He was fighting all over the place. And this is something, correct me guys, Khabra is 35? 35, right? Shan? Rahul?
Yeah, 35, 36.
35, right?
35.
Huge respect for the meters that Khabra
Yes,
did. But you also saw the difference that when they were showing the figures of the kilometers today, it was close to 90 minutes. It was below 10 kilometers. And we've seen a lot of ISL games, Odisha, Mumbai City, for example, where the players were close to 12, where yesterday's Champions League match was above 12. So even though the match looked very interesting and all, it did not actually have that pace. It's a very interesting fact, which I think if you watch the game, you will not realize it. If players are running 2 kilometers less than 90 minutes, that's quite a lot. But still, there was this thing about this this way the two teams had a go at each other, and they had their moments, and that is something where you have to compliment Quadrat, that he's built a good unit. He's building on that creativity which the front 3-4 players have. That is strong. Pardo at the back is like a rock. You're not missing Jordan Else, because remember, Shan, we're talking during the Durand Cup a lot about Jordan Else and his influence when he came in. So these are very, very good signs for East Bengal in the way, with the way, because again, that's I think you should take away the positives, and that's the reason. So I would rather take those positives as East Bengal than lament, because then if you get into that mode, I think you'll harm yourself in the next upcoming matches. So that take the positives, because again, Shine, as much as you and I, Rahul, Akshata, everyone else, we want to change refereeing, the refereeing will not change overnight, and it will not change, because if you take these referees out, you most probably will get even worse referees. That's sad reality. Sorry, I have to give that reality check, because people don't want to give that reality check in Indian football. You take these referees out, take him out, take this referee out. Get me a better Indian referee for him. You won't. Because if after every mistake we take out all the referees, in 3 weeks we won't have a referee left.
Yeah. Lord Beke, BFC play FC Goa next at home. Just ask the question.
Rahul, yesterday you were discussing that Simon may lose his job today if things didn't go the way they did today. But of course, he's been able to stay at least for now. Do you think that the positives that BFC showed on the field today, will they be able to carry it forward in the upcoming matches?
I think first thing for Simon Grayson, get the lineup right. At home, you have to go with similar lineups in the sense that you play with the 4 at the back, play 3 midfielders and 3 forwards. Whatever, I mean, after that, it's up to him. If he gets the combinations right, I don't think Curtis Main has to start every game. Arunava mentioned that the game got a little slow. Clearly, the players didn't cover enough ground. I think Curtis Main was one of those guys who didn't cover enough ground. In the second half, it was very evident he was barely moving around. Although there was a weird graphic that showed him making the most sprints, but again, we still don't know how much he ran or how much he covered. He looked to me like he was a little slow, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him not play a few games. I'd like to see Sunil Chhetri play, and then he can play Ryan Williams on one side, and the other side he can go with another attacking forward. He can probably play Rohit Danu. He has Shiva, so they have options. The lineups, I think, for now, get the lineups right at home. That's a starter. It's still a little, let's play direct, let's play the long balls forward. Style is something that I want to see change. He's always gotten away with it, Grace. And last season also is the same story. It almost felt like he was going, and then he'll pull something out of the bag, and it seems like that's the story this season as well. So let's see where it goes from here.
Hiren is back. People in the comment section were hoping, not I, Hiren Bhai. So Hiren Bhai is here. Hiren, so please tell us your views on today's match. We couldn't really hear what you said earlier क्योंकि काफी आपकी आवाज कट गई थी, तो अगर आप शुरू से ही बता सकें.
Okay. For me, I think it's East Bengal जिन्होंने मतलब गेम को मेरे को लगता है कि डोमिनेट किया है. अगर आप चांसेस वाइज देखें तो रेफरिंग डिसीजन पता है कि मतलब थोड़े से ऊपर नीचे हुए हैं. दैट्स द केस विद द आईएसएल, हमको पता ही है. उससे क्रेडिबिलिटी आप देखिए आईएसएल की थोड़ी सी डाउट में आती है. तो आई थिंक सीरियसली लेना चाहिए इनको मेरे हिसाब से. एंड बात देखिए हमें करनी चाहिए, मतलब हमको पता है कि इससे कुछ होने वाला नहीं है और हर जगह पे ऐसा रेफरी का लेवल है, लेकिन फिर भी बात हमें करनी चाहिए उसके रिगार्डिंग. ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब कुछ चेंज नहीं हो रहा तो इसका मतलब है कि हम बात भी ना करें उसकी. आई थिंक रेफरी टुडे वाज पुअर.
हिरन एक सेकंड में तुमको स्टॉप करते हूं. हां, हाउ डू यू नो दैट बिहाइंड द सीन्स बात नहीं हो रहा है? I am just playing devil's advocate today because everyone is having an opinion about something without knowing anything. They've appointed someone as a
आपका पॉइंट मैं सुना नहीं, फिर से बोले तो. हाउ डू यू?
My point is, how do you know that nothing happened over the summer?
होने के बाद अगर ये है तो बहुत अच्छा है.
Shayan, do you think overnight this will be solved?
आप बाकी तो आपको
again I come back, we live in La La Land then again. भाई ऐसे नहीं होगा. You do 3 sessions, it will not improve.
The owner then we should not, अगर कोई गलती करता
नहीं आप मेरे को पूछ रहे हैं कि नहीं, आप मेरे को पूछ रहे हैं कि आपको पता है कि क्या बैक टेस्ट कुछ हुआ, तो उन्होंने बताया नहीं तो हमको कैसे पता, इसीलिए तो बात कर रहे हैं. अगर उन्होंने बताया होता कि हमने रेफरी का ये कराया है तो हम बोलते कि हाँ भाई वो काम कर रहे हैं. उन्होंने बताया ही नहीं, इसलिए तो बात कर रहे हैं.
वो तो कुछ नहीं बोलते है क्या होता है. So that's the different discussion ना.
अरे वो दूसरे, अरे हर जगह घूमते उनके फोटो डालते हैं तो वो सब दिखाना है. तो जो काम कर रहे हैं अच्छा काम, वो बताने में क्या दिक्कत है?
And today also there was a picture with 40 referees clicked, so something could have been added on that.
No, there are things happening. Again, they're doing workshops and other things and they're trying to improve the referees. The referees have now for the first time been given sort of fixed salaries and all that stuff. They're trying to do things. But there are multiple points where I say if we hope that the refereeing standard will drastically improve in Indian football or in the Indian Super League, it will not happen. So the point is,
I agree. वो आपके पॉइंट से हम एग्री करते हैं, लेकिन सर हमारा सिर्फ कहने का मतलब ये है कि अभी हमको भी पता है कि एकदम से इम्प्रूव नहीं हो जाएगा, इसको टाइम लगेगा. लेकिन एज अ फैन हमारी ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है कि हम इसको यहाँ पे रखें ताकि उनके ऊपर और
No,
ज्यादा
highlight
प्रेशर है कि
करना.
हाँ भाई ये
You are
हमारी
highlight
प्रायोरिटी
करना.
ये
But what I
हाँ
feel is the mistakes are being that the refereeing has to improve.
परफॉर्मेंस से ओवरटेक कर लिया हो रही है हाँ
But the problem of the refereeing is that if you want to improve the refereeing, it will take time.
हाँ वो
Huh? It will take
हाँ
time.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल
So this is a question of if we are going to now on social media kill the referees after every game when they do their mistakes.
बट
We will
बट सर
But everybody,
we will not have this way. That
yesterday
is my
Manchester
concern.
अगर
United,
कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे
तो कल मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड
तो फिर सर कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, सब खुश रहेंगे, वो लोग भी सोचेंगे हम लोग बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. हाँ तो क्रिटिसाइज तो करना पड़ेगा ना, अगर नहीं करेंगे तो वो लोग भी सोचेंगे हम लोग बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
True. And if players are getting criticized, then why shouldn't the referees be criticized?
No. It's not about being criticized. The point is, again, a player is contracted to a club. It's the decision of the club or the coach is to play the player. Now with the referees, it's the decision of the federation to play a referee or not.
बट सर अगर मैं आपको ऑनेस्टली बताऊं, ये तो ग्रुप स्टेज का मतलब अभी तो ये आईएसएल का स्टार्टिंग का मैच था. अगर यही मिस्टेक उसने मतलब क्या बोलते कि जो प्लेऑफ में की होती, तो आई थिंक इसके जो मतलब रिएक्शन है वो और ज्यादा अभी जो हम बात कर रहे हैं उससे भी ज्यादा होते.
Playoff
So I think उसका
mistakes हुआ in the last 2-3 years. Who is not saying that the mistakes have happened?
हाँ तो उसका सॉल्यूशन आपको लाना पड़ेगा ना. आप मतलब इसका आप फॉरेन आप एफएसडीएल ने बोला है आई थिंक कि हम फॉरेन रेफरी के लिए हम तो रेडी है, लेकिन एएफए बोल रहे हैं कि हमारे रेफरी डेवलप. तो आप ऐसा तो कर सकते कि
Foreign
एटलीस्ट प्लेऑफ
referees
में उसका
आने के लिए, then you have the problem. Look at what's happened, the discussion in England. The referees who played Tottenham, Liverpool were in the UAE 2 days before. I have myself helped to bring German referees to India 5 years ago from the Bundesliga. Christian Danker was in India for certain matches of the league. Hota hai. But the point is, at some stage, we have to develop our referees. We have to develop our own referees. Outside world will not help us. Again, that's our biggest problem. We have to develop our referees.
But the rate at which we are developing our referees should also be higher now, right? Like you
Higher,
made a blunder in
exactly.
the Punjab match, and it was not a small blunder. You made a blunder. There should be a fear in people's minds now.
How much time
to be careful in the next match because people are watching us. People can see that we are making errors.
नहीं how much time takes one referee to develop? 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 years?
I think if you want to develop, again, it's like developing your players. You have to live with the referees you have now. If you want to develop better referees, you will have to take 5, 7, maybe 10 years. Yes, it will not happen overnight. Why? Because it is like with the players. You've learned in a certain way to run on a field, to observe. Listen, I don't want to be a referee. I've done refereeing here for games when there was no referee stand-in. I don't want to be a referee. It's the most thankless job in football. Now, what you've learned, trying to get them out of the system is very, very difficult. Now, if you again, Ryan Williams, why did the referee not see it? Most probably because the angle was wrong that he was standing, or maybe he didn't look in that direction. Did the linesman see it? No, he didn't.
That's the biggest issue, sir. What is the sideline referee is doing?
And the game has gotten in Indian football. The game today is much faster than it was 5 or 10 years ago. That is also a fact. The game today, because our players are physically much better, that's another factor. So there are multiple factors which come together. And if you want better referees, it will not happen overnight. I'm just saying that. That's a reality.
That is also true. You know,
For
but
me,
if people do not talk about it, there will be no pressure to make them work also.
The referees themselves do with the match commissioner that they go through the game afterwards. The mistakes are recorded. They discuss the mistakes. Then they try to work out ye karna wo karna hai.
Yesterday, if you see the Punjab's game also, Punjab was also robbed of that game. So this is
But,
impacting the game.
Roshan. So I put out that video on my Twitter, and Roshan actually had a brilliant angled video, which shows in which direction the linesman is looking. So he in the angle that he is looking, and it shows there are three lines on that picture. Brilliant picture. Just see it. Roshan has posted it on my Twitter as a reply.
But sir, I think,
And that is the problem, because he is in a running motion. And is he looking right? No, he's not looking right, because he's got an angular view. And these are the things that you need to work with the referees and the linesmen. You have to observe because there are multiple battles in a corner situation, in a free kick situation. There are multiple small battles happening all over the place. And that is there communication happening properly? So there's a lot of work which needs to go into this.
But sir, simple thing is that कि पता है टाइम लगेगा, सारी चीजें है, लेकिन 10 साल हो गए, रेफरी में इंप्रूवमेंट नहीं दिख रहा है. दैट्स द बिगेस्ट क्वेश्चन फॉर मी. आप इंप्रूवमेंट 5 अगर 1% भी दिखाया होता ना रेफरी ने की ओर से, वो दिखना चाहिए. और वो कभी भी साइडलाइन का रेफरी का तो ओपिनियन ही नहीं लेता. ये तो मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता.
10 साल हो गए, बहुत चीजों में
साइडलाइन रेफरी उनके लिए कुछ है ही नहीं.
Hiren, if I tell you how the refereeing was in ISL 1, it is much better today than it was 10 years ago, bhai. Believe me.
तो इससे अच्छा है तो फिर आप फॉरेन रेफरी लाओ. इंडियन रेफरी नहीं डेवलप करने, पैसे देने पड़ेंगे उतना ही है ना.
फर्स्ट सीजन तो उसके लिए towards the end they used foreign referees, na. But the point here is what is the solution?
फॉरेन रेफरीज पैसे दो, फॉरेन रेफरी लाओ. हमें नहीं करने डेवलप, हमारे रेफरीज हमें नहीं करने.
डेवलप करते हैं फुटबॉल अंडर डेवलप हो जाएगा, वो लग रहा है.
ये आपको लेवल फील्ड तो देना. अगर आप कोई भी स्पोर्ट खेलते हो तो लेवल फील्ड तो देना पड़ेगा ना आपको. उसमें रेफरी आता है.
वर्स्ट डूरन कप आल्सो वी हैव सीन द सेम थिंग.
नहीं डेवलप, हमको इंडियन रेफरी डेवलप ही क्यों करने हैं? पैसे देके लाओ ना बाहर के रेफरी.
पैसा सिस्टम में नहीं है तो पैसे बाहर से कैसे रेफरी लाओगे? पैसा सिस्टम में नहीं है. लेट्स डू इट. लेट्स स्टार्ट एट द बेसिक्स.
वो अलग टॉपिक है. वो बोलना चाहिए ना उनको.
नहीं. यू वांट टू स्पेंड मनी ऑन समथिंग. तुम्हारा बेसिक्स के लिए पैसा नहीं है. बेसिक्स के लिए पैसा नहीं है. यू वांट टू स्पेंड मनी.
वो तो एक अलग ही, वो तो हमको पता ही है अभी क्या हुआ है सारी चीजें.
वीआर लाइट को तो बोला था हम लोग ने, प्रेसिडेंट ने लास्ट आईएसएल के बाद दैट हम लोग वीआर लाइट इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे.
वो अलग ही हो जाएगा.
वो कभी वो और सेक्रेटरी क्या
तो इसलिए मैं और गुस्सा हूं क्योंकि उनको पता है गलती हो रहा है. अगर गलती हो रहा है और उनको बाद में वो खुद बोले, बिकॉज़ दैट टाइम दे वर इन ह्यूज प्रेशर. क्या होगा दे सेड हम लोग वीआर लाइट लॉन्च करने का बात कर रहे हैं, नेक्स्ट सीजन से इट विल बी ऑन. उसके बाद एक भी स्टेटमेंट नहीं आया, नो प्रेसिडेंट नो सेक्रेटरी, कुछ ने कोई बात ही नहीं किया. तो मेरा क्वेश्चन यही है, ईस्ट बंगाल और नॉर्थ ईस्ट का सवाल नहीं, ये सवाल है इंडियन फुटबॉल का सवाल है.
I ask you a different question. I ask you a different question. If you ask Igor Stimac will tell you foreign referees are no better. Other teams are getting penalties against us, no?
That's a different discussion.
No, it's the same thing. You want foreign referees? Your national coach will say no, thank you. I don't want foreign referees.
तो उसकी थोड़ी ना चलेगी कि वो नहीं चाहिए.
No, I have a question about.
वो थोड़ी ना ठेका लेके बैठा है इंडियन.
We are saying that we are still developing our referees. There's a long way ahead for us, for the referees to reach that level. Isn't it better for us to, of course, VAR light and VAR are expensive.
पर डेवलप ही क्यों करना है? रेफरी को डेवलप ही क्यों करना है? नहीं करना है.
No, it's part of the system. तुम करना है, रेफरी तो लगेगा ना.
But
how will you? No. Listen, guys. How will you play football without a referee? And I'm bringing a German example at the moment because there's been so much criticism of referees. There's been violence against referees at the lower level. People don't want to be referees. Lowest level leagues are now someone from one of the teams has to stand in the middle and be a referee because you don't have enough referees. You want to get into that situation?
But I want to ask this, that if right now we are not able to train the referees a certain way, or not, the referees are not ready in that perspective. If VAR light or VAR comes, then we'll have to again train them in that way. It's like preparing for NEET and then preparing for PG. फिर हम कब ready होंगे?
No. My
Good.
question would be, if we next, let's say we implement VAR light, right? So you have to train a certain set of referees on VAR light, right? That will also take at least 6 months, if not a year, to have them ready for that, right? And then you'll have the situation. Let's say you have VAR light, and Sunil Chhetri's penalty today is given. We'll have the
तो
same
सर
discussion now
एटलीस्ट
with VAR light.
नहीं वी आर लाइफ सेफ डिस्कशन सर होगा, लेकिन एक एक मतलब एक आपको वो तो मिल जाएगा कि चलो भाई यहाँ पे टेक्नोलॉजी था, तो थोड़ा सा जो लोगों का अभी रिएक्शन आई थी उससे मेरे को लगता है कि कम होगा.
It will not be less. With VAR, you see around the world more discussions than you had before. With the few decisions, it's less decisions which are contentious, but the discussions are much more fierce, because that human element, referee is a human element, and it's a human error, or he's right on his judgment, and he has to take that decision in a split second. Uske bolte ho, it is not an easy. If VAR is your solution to all problems, we will have the same discussions whenever VAR is installed, because बोलेगा भाई ये तो पेनल्टी नहीं था लेकिन रेफरी दे रहा, ये रेड कार्ड था वो नहीं दिया.
गुरुदेव भाई का एक
That is my only thing. That if we have to point out the mistakes of the referee, but there are situations where one side will say this is wrong, the other side will say it was right.
लेकिन आपने जो अभी पॉइंट बोला, नहीं आपने जो पॉइंट बोला भी सेंधा, आपने जो अभी पॉइंट बोला कि ईगो स्ट्रीमिंग नहीं चाहता, गुरुदेव भाई का राइट पॉइंट है कि क्या ईगो स्ट्रीमिंग लीग में पैसा डालता है क्या, तो उसका डिसीजन ही नहीं है कि उसको रेफरी किस तरह के चाहिए, वो तो सिर्फ बोल सकता है, वो तो जो पैसा डाल रहा है क्लब का और उनका डिसीजन है कि और बाहर के
इंटरनेशनल लेवल में तो देखा ना,
तो उसका थोड़ी ना डिसीजन है
वो बोल रहा है. अरे
इंटरनेशनल लेवल में कितना होता है ऐसा इंसिडेंट, हम लोग का बहुत ज्यादा होता है, हम लोग का डेली मैच में हो रहा है, डेली मैच में आपको गिना सकता हूँ, इस आईएसएल में भी गिना सकता हूँ.
मेरा सर सिंपल सा पॉइंट ये है कि ईगो स्ट्रीमिंग पे बोलने से हम ये थोड़ी ना कि वो करे, वो बोले वो मानना ही है हमको, रेफरी का डिसीजन उनका थोड़ी है.
That was more as a fun example, but the point is when you get a penalty, you're not saying anything. When we were getting penalties, Asian Games में penalty तो मिला ना, उस टाइम पे तो कुछ नहीं बोला, जो हाँ मे बी डाइसी था.
वो तो हमको पता है कि हमारी टीम के साथ होता है तो
we're fine ना. When you get it, you're fine. When it's against you, you shout.
No, I don't think that's right, Arunavad. A lot of times we do feel bad for other teams. I do not support Punjab FC, but I do feel bad for them, and it just takes away from the fun of the entire tournament or the league.
I still remember.
And people who overthink will also start to think in different ways, like if the match is fixed or not, if it's actually a fair game or not, or if the surrogate brand involved are playing their own games here.
सिंपल सी बात ये है कि अगर आपकी लीग इतनी बड़ी फेमस है और फिर ये डिसीजन हो जैसे प्रीमियर लीग में हो, तो फिर भी लोग देखेंगे. आपकी लीग जब ग्रो कर रही है तो उसकी क्रेडिबिलिटी पे जब क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो आपका जो एक ग्रो करने का जो है उसमें हर्डल आ जाती है. सिंपल सी बात हो, आपकी क्रेडिबिलिटी पे जब क्वेश्चन आते हैं तो लोग जुड़ते नहीं है जल्दी से. बात सिंपल सी इतनी है. प्रीमियर लीग में चाहे कितना भी रेफरी वर्स्ट हो, लोग देखेंगे. आईएसएल में अगर ऐसे ही रेफरी का वर्स्ट परफॉर्मेंस चलता रहा तो लोग देखना बंद कर देंगे.
इन्फ्लुएंस हो रहा है ना मैचेस बहुत.
And even there people have had enough now. People are raising their voice.
फिर भी वो तो देखेंगे.
सोचो वहां पर
अपने प्लेऑफ्स में ऐसी गलतियां की ना,
मारी डालते हैं शायद रेफरी को, मारी डालते हैं.
Expected this to be a different sort of an argumentative podcast today, but it's turning out to be entirely different from
सक्सेसफुल होना तो कोई भी गलती करो चल जाती है, लेकिन आप जब डाउन हो और गलती करते हो तो लाखों लोग आपके ऊपर क्वेश्चन करते हैं. दिक्कत ये है सर.
It will not take Indian football forward, I'm telling you that.
There are a lot of other struggles for sure.
करके भी तो हम लोग बहुत फॉरवर्ड नहीं गए ना, ऐसा नहीं. तो हम लोग आप ऐसे बोल रहे एशिया में हम लोग टॉप 2 डिशेस में आ गए, ये सब करके तो हम लोग नहीं गए ना. हम लोग कहाँ है और इससे नीचे कहाँ जाएंगे. मतलब इतना करने के बाद हम लोग का रैंकिंग अभी कितना है एशिया में 19. इससे नीचे मतलब अगर इससे नीचे जाना है तो इसको पता है तो इससे नीचे नहीं जा सकते ना. और क्या जा सकते, आज जा सकते कंबोडिया भूटान, ये लोग से भी हार जाएंगे तो फ्यूचर में वो भी हो सकता है, वो पता नहीं. अगर ऐसा रेफरिंग चला हो सकता है, यू नेवर नो. You never know.
And I also think
The-
that it's just taking your existing. Anyway, I don't think they're making any new fans. The existing ones,
होते पारे
they
ना.
feel that they're
They
being
not.
taken for granted, right? You'll feel you're being taken for granted because अगर ऐसे matches होंगे, why will they feel that invested?
Northeast got Northeast last year का first match. If you remember the first game of ISL, Northeast versus BFC at Kantirava. If you remember that game, Northeast deserved the point at least in that game. They lost that
I
game,
think
and
I
that
think
impact.
I
याद है
think
आपको
now
incident?
chat is
रोनाल्डो को याद होगा.
yes.
रोनाल्डो को याद
Chat
होगा. यार
now chat is asking for the change the topic. So ये रेफरी जाए बाहर में, जो होना वो होगा देखेंगे. अब
ठीक
चेंज करो, मैच की बात करो.
Yes. So Shayan, after all the disappointment, but what are the learnings that you carry forward? The team will carry forward to the upcoming matches.
I think we have a lot of positives to take into. As Unaуда said, there are many positive things also we should need to discuss about today's game. Today we were a dominant side, but we have dominated the game. It is our bad luck. We are not able to take the chances, and that costed us this game. Not only referee. I will not say only. I will not only blame the referee. It is us also to be blamed. This is also another part of the discussion that also we need to look into. So that is also a part. And I think we could have finished that game really early. We missed so many chances, and it is for us to believe that we were not good up front. Let's accept that. In the final third, there was some lack of cluelessness. What I found the way East Bengal played today. They are trying to develop a play style which they were not used to. But now what I see, Quadrat, given a time, I think Quadrat has done a decent job. I think till now. I would be happy that if you would have got 5 points, and I think we would have been very happy if it would have been 5 points by now in 3 games. But 3 games, 4 points, a loss to BFC after playing a very good game. I think East Bengal has got a lot of positives to take into. I think East Bengal would go home on a happy way because bad luck they didn't get a point. But there are a lot of positives. I think Mahesh, I think another superb player. I think I should say him that he played a phenomenal game today. Not only the goal, I think the other parts in the game he was too good. I think I would another player I think which stood out for me. I think Saul Crespo. He took a lot of responsibility, helping the defense going up front. I think that guy would be a very instrumental for East Bengal success going ahead. Somehow I feel the back line, Pardo, I think Unaodo correctly said Pardo was very solid. Khabra was also very good in the way he played, considering his age and all. Last year's season in KBFC was not here. He didn't have a great season with KBFC last year. And Nanda Sekhar, I think Nanda Kumar, I think Nanda Shekhar Kumar, I think he's also doing his best. Today he could have scored a goal, but that happens in football. I will not blame him that it happens that he may score a goal, he can miss a goal, he may have an off day today, but he did a decent job. I think East Bengal have a lot of positives to take into to go into the next game. I think Quadrat and his team has shown some hope in the first 3 games. I hope they continue this way. I think I'll say to all the East Bengal supporters who are watching this podcast that nothing to fear, nothing to fear. And in Bengali, what we say is that Lorai Nam East Bengal, and we are the fighters. Will come back strong in the next game.
Hiren, your takeaways for East Bengal.
And I think Rao Desai and Nishu Kumar are not up to the mark. I think other than that, I think all the players played very good game for me. And अगर बेंगलुरु की बात करें तो रोहित कुमार is concerned for me. National team के लिए भी also. I think his form has been tipped down a lot from last season. आप देखिए फर्स्ट 5th मिनट में जो स्टार्ट के जो चांस मिला था, that should be a goal. That should be a goal. उसको जो चावी हर्नांडेस ने जो टैप इन करके उसको दिया था बॉल. I think that should be, and वो दिखाता है कि उसका confidence level down है. He can't even finish that chances. So I think that's the concern for Bengaluru. But I think I like today how Bengaluru played, particularly from previous 2 matches. I think आज थोड़ा सा अटैकिंग माइंडेड के साथ गए थे. So I think वो देख के अच्छा लगा. लेकिन ओवरऑल जो मेरे को एक अच्छी चीज लगी कि आई थिंक जो मैच हुआ, आई थिंक एक अच्छा मैच हमें देखने को मिला. जो हम लगातार बात करते आ रहे कि इस सीजन आईएसएल के मैचेस है वो अच्छे जा रहे हैं, मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि बोरिंग गेम जा रहा है. And this was also entertaining game. So that's the biggest positive for me. And दूसरा पॉजिटिव मेरे लिए है कि मैंने 2-1 का प्रेडिक्शन दिया था बेंगलुरु एफसी के फेवर में, वो हो चुका है. एंड मेरी फैंटेसी लीग में महेश को मैंने रखा था, तो उसने भी गोल मार दिया, तो ये मेरे लिए पॉजिटिव है.
Great point for you. Great. 118 people watching us. Please like this stream. Follow all the 4 platforms: Indian Food and Football, Curious Harry, Arun Food, SportsKhabri. We are doing these lives every night after the ISL match and trying to cover other topics from the Indian football as well. So please do try to join us every night. And thank you to all of you who are here since 10 p.m. listening to this conversation and also participating in it. Arunava, tomorrow also is another very important match. Jamshedpur and Hyderabad. Of course, आज का referee hopefully कल ना हो. मैंने कल भी यही बोला था for today's match. But I'm gonna now shift to this match and ask what are your opinions for tomorrow's match.
It's an interesting matchup because Jamshedpur, I think, surprised all of us so far, because we thought they are one of the weakest teams in the league. 2 fighting matches. I think they were a bit unlucky not to get away with a draw in Kerala the other night, and so therefore, at the furnace, Jamshedpur, they will be certainly looking to get the 3 points or keep the 3 points over there. Well, Hyderabad, of course, the first match was postponed against Goa, opened against East Bengal, lost to a brilliant Clayton Silva goal, and again, 2 teams where we don't really know where they really stand overall in the context of this league, and therefore should give us an exciting match tomorrow, and could either jumpstart the season of one of the 2 teams in the way that they will go up, or maybe cause some problems for one of the teams if whoever loses this game, no? Because if Hyderabad could lose their second, Jamshedpur as well, you are stuck in the bottom half of the table with the loss.
Rahul, your team won a controversial match today, but what are your views for tomorrow's match? Any predictions?
Again, I think it's going to be a cagey game. It's going to be interesting. I want to see more of Hyderabad because we haven't gotten that opportunity yet. They missed their first game. So, like Arnava said, I think Jamshedpur are producing more than we initially expected. So, I think it'll be a cagey game. It's going to be one of those 0-1 1-1 kind of clashes. I think it's a draw. Draws there written all over this. But Jamshedpur playing at home, I think. So, let's see if they can get over the line at home.
I'll go last to Shine. Hiren, your predictions.
Definitely, I think it's a even match for me also. And both the team ने मतलब जो हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन है उससे तो बढ़िया शुरुआत की है, चाहे भले ही पॉइंट्स ना गैदर कर पाई हो दोनों टीम, लेकिन आई थिंक परफॉर्मेंस दोनों टीम की अच्छी रही है, तो आई थिंक इक्वली मैच होगा. एंड कुछ इंटरेस्टिंग इंडियन प्लेयर्स भी है, जैसे हितेश शर्मा का लास्ट मैच बढ़िया था ईस्ट बंगाल के सामने, निखिल बालरा देखिए लगातार दोनों मैच में अच्छा करके आए. So these are some exciting talents. So I think मैं definitely excited हूँ इस मैच में. And even मैच होगा मेरे लिए. And मेरा भी prediction I think राहुल से मैं agree करता हूँ कि it will be a draw.
Shine.
Very difficult actually to predict tomorrow's game, because I think Hyderabad, with what they play in Kolkata, I've seen somewhat how they play in Kolkata against East Bengal. I think Hyderabad did had a very good game that day. I think a draw would have been a fairer result that day. I think Clayton's brilliance got them East Bengal the 3 points today. And against Jamshedpur, who will be paying at their furnace, I think it is one of the they have very good attendance in their games. I am very interested to see how their fans turn up. What I've seen this season in ISL is that turn up, barring KBFC and Mohun Bagan, other clubs have really disappointed, to be very honest, in terms of the attendance. So I'm interested to see how Jamshedpur gets in the crowd. I think they had a very consistent 20,000 crowd last year, having a very disappointing season. Then also they had the crowd coming in. So I'm very excited to see how they turns up. I think I'll go for a draw tomorrow.
Yes.
So nobody's predicting a winner, huh?
No. It's very difficult actually tomorrow to say.
Yeah, this is because again, as correctly said, we've seen little of Hyderabad, and Jamshedpur has done okay, but again, they're a bit of a BFC situation. They've had 2 away games. Now they play at home, and will they change their style, because they were quite defensive, trying to shield their goal. So therefore, that will be interesting to see if Jamshedpur actually changes their style and tries to be more attacking. Chimachukwu, I think, is one of those players who has to show, and he's shown that for Jamshedpur, what he's capable of. Interesting to see all the new players in Hyderabad, what they are able to do. So therefore, should hopefully be another exciting game. But again, let's take the referee mess aside. So we've had some very, very interesting football over the last 2 weeks, and that's, I think, that's a very, very interesting one, that we've had good games, interesting games, close encounters, very few one-sided games so far, and that's why interesting to see how it continues over the next few days before Sunday is the last match day, and then we take a break for the Medica Cup.
एक मैं लास्ट चीज बिफोर द रैप अप में बोलना चाहूंगा। काफी सारे लोग यहाँ पे मैं चैट में देख रहा था, देखिए रेफरी के बारे में जो डिस्कशन हुआ है, हम सब ने अपने अपने ओपिनियन दिए हैं, एंड यही काम है। अगर हम सब सेम चीजें बोलते रहेंगे तो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है। क्या रेफरी में क्या बोलते हैं कि सोल्व करना चाहिए, उसके डिफरेंट एंगल आएंगे तभी पता चलेगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऐसा कोई नहीं कि सब
Discussion तो
इनको
वही है।
सब कुछ पता है। डिस्कशन तो वही मजा है, नहीं तो डिस्कशन करने का कोई फायदा नहीं है। डिफरेंट डिफरेंट एंगल आने चाहिए कि भाई ये प्रॉब्लम है, तो जैसे कोई बता रहे कि ये सॉल्यूशन हो सकता है, ये दिक्कत है ये करने में, तो वही तो डिस्कशन का मजा है। अदरवाइज तो मतलब हमसे सारे लोग एक ही चीज बोलते रहेंगे तो आप भी बोर हो जाओगे, तो कुछ मजा नहीं आएगा। तो आई थिंक वो वाली चीज है। तो ऐसा कोई नहीं है, हर किसी ने अपना ओपिनियन दिया है, दैट्स द थिंग।
हाँ, करेक्ट एकदम।
Very well put, Hiren. Guys, please do like the streams and do follow all the 4 platforms. We will be back tomorrow again post-match to discuss what happens tomorrow. I'm hopeful that all of you will join us tomorrow as well. Shayan will be doing the live on his platform at 11, from 11, right, Shayan? So all the Bengali audience can move
Yes.
to Indian food and football and know more about what happened. Yes,
And
Hiren.
and they have to remember what Hiren said yesterday, please.
yes I'm reminding that to all the fans, जो भी लोग यहाँ पे संडे किचन पे जा रहे हैं, वहाँ पे मैच से ज्यादा फूड का क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए। रसगुल्ला का वीडियो कब आ रहा है, that should be the question।
Rasgulla,
कल आज का मैच
biryani, kaki
बिरयानी
roll, puchka.
काफी रहा।
Some
हाँ।
vegan food also. Puchka is vegan.
हाँ, कुछ
हाँ,
का
vegan food भी करना है अभी तो। we have to do it।
Thank you
Tough
so much.
job।
आज
guys.
मैच में जो हुआ, आज जो मैच में हुआ उसकी बात करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं, वो यहाँ पे हो चुका है। आप वहाँ पे फूड की बात कीजिए।
एकदम।
बैंगलोर में खाना कैसा था?
So Shayan, then please make Hiren the host, huh? Today
हाँ,
Hiren
Hiren
is the
will be
host
the
on
host।
Indian food and football, huh?
Right.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Good night.